The prison echoed with laughter. Chains rattled across the cold stone floor as guards shoved a broken man into the center of the Philistine temple. His eyes were gone. His hair had been shaved. The strongest man Israel had ever known now looked like nothing more than a defeated prisoner. The crowds mocked him. Is this the mighty Samson? Where is his famous strength now? Call on your God if he can save you. Thousands burst into laughter. To them, Samson's story was over. But they didn't understand something about God. God is never limited by what people see. And sometimes, when everyone believes you've lost everything, God is preparing your greatest victory. Years earlier, Samson had been chosen before birth for a special purpose. An angel had appeared to his parents with an incredible promise. Their son would begin delivering Israel from the Philistines. From the day he was born, Samson was dedicated to God. As long as he remained faithful to his calling, God would fill him with supernatural strength. As Samson grew, stories about him spread across the land. He defeated a lion with his bare hands. He broke ropes as though they were threads. Entire armies fled at the sight of him. No one could explain where his strength came from. It wasn't his muscles. It wasn't his size. It was the Spirit of God working through him. But even the strongest servant of God can fall when pride replaces obedience. Samson slowly began making decisions that pulled him away from God's path. He trusted his own strength more than God's guidance. Eventually, he met Delilah. The Philistine rulers offered her enormous riches if she could discover the secret behind Samson's power. Night after night she questioned him. Again and again he avoided telling her the truth. But eventually, he revealed everything. My strength is connected to my dedication to God. That night, while Samson slept, his hair was cut. When the Philistines attacked, Samson expected another easy victory. But something had changed. The strength was gone. For the first time in his life he couldn't break free. The Philistines captured him immediately. They bound him with bronze chains. They gouged out his eyes. Then they forced Israel's greatest warrior to work like a slave, pushing heavy grinding stones day after day. Every person who passed by laughed. Some pointed at him. Others mocked him openly. The mighty Samson. What happened to your God? His enemies celebrated his downfall. But while Samson worked in darkness, something else was happening. His hair slowly began to grow again. More importantly, his heart began to change. For the first time in years, Samson truly understood how much he needed God. His pride disappeared. His confidence in himself vanished. All that remained was humility. Then came the greatest celebration in Philistine history. Thousands gathered inside the massive temple of Dagon. The rulers, soldiers, wealthy leaders and citizens packed every corner. They praised their false god for defeating Samson. Music filled the temple. People danced. Food covered the tables. Then someone shouted, "Bring Samson." The guards dragged him inside. The laughter grew louder than ever. Children pointed. Men insulted him. Women mocked him. The once feared warrior became entertainment. They made him stand between the giant pillars holding up the temple. No one noticed his quiet prayer. No one cared. But heaven listened. Samson whispered, "Sovereign Lord, remember me. Please strengthen me one more time." It wasn't a prayer for fame. It wasn't revenge driven by pride. It was the prayer of a broken man placing his trust completely in God. God answered. Strength unlike anything Samson had ever felt surged through his body. Not because he deserved it, but because God's purpose had not ended. Samson placed one hand on one pillar. The other hand touched the second. He took one deep breath. The crowd continued laughing. They thought he was too weak to move. Then, the pillars began to shake. At first, only a few people noticed. Small pieces of stone fell from the ceiling. The musicians stopped playing. Confused voices spread through the temple. Then Samson cried out with all his strength, "Let me die with the Philistines." With one final push, the massive pillars cracked. A thunderous roar shook the earth. The entire temple collapsed. Dust filled the sky. Stone crashed in every direction. The rulers, the soldiers, the mockers, the enemies who had celebrated Samson's weakness, were buried beneath the ruins. That single moment became the greatest victory of Samson's life. not because of his own power, but because God's strength was greater than human failure. Samson's story reminds us that failure is never the end when we return to God. People may laugh at your weakness, they may celebrate your mistakes, they may believe your story is finished, but God often does his greatest work through humble hearts that trust him again. The world measures people by appearances. God measures the heart. The same God who restored Samson can restore anyone who sincerely turns back to him. No failure is too great. No mistake is beyond God's mercy. No broken life is beyond his power. When everyone else sees weakness, God sees an opportunity to display his strength. If this story encouraged you, remember this truth: the opinion of the crowd never determines your future. God's purpose does. And when God decides to strengthen someone, no force on earth can stand against him.